I don't know how it can be. Both teams won it. Good evening and welcome to Woden Park for Hahn Australia Cup qualifying round 4. It's the Capital Football qualifying competition. It's our league champions, Gungahlin United, up against the cup holders, O'Connor Knights. Only one can progress. Which one of these story clubs will go through? We will find out over the next 90 minutes, or perhaps 120, or perhaps even more. This competition is brought to you by our sponsors. Allstate Towing. Broken down or been in an accident? Give Allstate Towing a call. Your 24/7 local trusted towing company. Electro Tinj, proudly supporting the Capital Football Australia Cup qualifying rounds. Deakin Club, the family-friendly football club. Kitro Excavations for all your excavation and earth-moving needs. Rhythm Snowsports, ignite the stoke. Canberra PC Repair, IT support when you need it most. LJ Hooker, for your real estate needs, contact Lukas at LJ Hooker. Xela Constructions, commercial builders, proudly supporting grassroots football. My name's Russ Gibbs, and I'm joined on the platform tonight by a player who knows these clubs pretty well. Formerly of Gungahlin United, the league champions, now of the O'Connor Knights, unfortunately injured, which means he can't take part tonight, which means he can join us here. Buddy Abbas, welcome, buddy. Thanks for coming on.
No worries. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I mean, it's great that you're on with us as well, but you'd be champing at the bit to be out there playing, really, wouldn't you?
Yeah, a little bit. I saw your message. I was like, play or come commentate. It was an easy pick. So
Tell us a little bit about your injury, mate. How long are you going to be out for?
Well, I did a fitness test during the week. All's come back good, so hopefully I'm eyeing a return for the game on the weekend.
Chavapi Derby, round 1.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Well, you're one of 4 former Gunners players that are across with the O'Connor Knights now. We'll go through the team shortly. Christian Gillo, Nick Dahl, yourself, and Lukman Ahmed Shaibu. Is there a little bit of a conflict of interest for you today, or is it Knights all the way now you've got that kit on?
100%. Knights all the way for now. It's my team. It's my club, so I'm rooting for them today. So am I even allowed to say that?
You can say that, mate. Yeah. That's fine. I'm sure there'll be people at home that won't be too worried. And what I want to ask you as well, before we get into the meat and veg of all of this going on, the podcast with you and the Habsumerian boys. When are we going to see that back?
Oh, that's in the works. That's loading. That's coming soon. We're just trying to find a location, a new home base for now. Because some of the boys moved into Victoria for football and just lifestyle. So once we find a home base, we're back.
And MJ will be on that as well?
Oh, 100%. That's if he doesn't renew here.
Absolutely. We need to. I need to get on there at some stage and teach you boys a bit about Manchester United history.
Hey, we're always looking for United fans, but
mate, honestly, everyone's talk about the glory days.
Yeah, everyone's scared these days. We used to have a former one who used to play with us as well, Philippe Bernabeu.
Yeah. He's doing all right in the coaching world now, isn't he?
Yeah. But as soon as United started losing a couple, he just disappeared, stopped replying to messages.
Fair play, he did move into state as well, didn't he?
Oh, that was,
Was that just an excuse?
That's the excuse he tells everyone, but yeah. So everyone's like, oh, get United people on. We've been reaching out. No one wants to come.
Give me a call. I'll definitely be on there to talk about the virtues of the men from Old Trafford. This is the 3rd Australia Cup match in this round. Ugali have made their way to the quarterfinals, as have Canberra, Croatia. Both got through relatively comfortably. Ugali beat Canberra Juventus 3-0 a couple of weeks last week, and Croatia saw ANU off comfortably 4-0 as well. The draw, incidentally, for the quarterfinals will be on Monday, the 14th of April. Live from the Capital Football offices at 11 o'clock. Between now and then, though, plenty more action. Tomorrow, White Eagles v Brindabella Blues. That one won't be streamed, but we will be at Canberra on Thursday. Tuggeranong United versus Canberra Olympic in that match. MPL v CPL. Balcony United play Queanbeyan City as well. Tigers FC versus Majura. That'll be a live stream game for you next Wednesday. Next Tuesday, West Canberra Wanderers versus Monero Panthers live for you from Melrose Synthetic. Plenty of cup football. If MPL is your bag, and why wouldn't it be, because what a great competition it is, we start on Friday night, Riverside Stadium. Myself and Steve Forshaw will bring you the battle of the big cats, Panthers versus Tigers, kicking off the season. Then on Saturday afternoon, Ian Worthington will join me at O'Connor Enclosed. Chavapi Derby time. It's the Croatian derby to start the season. Knights versus Croatia. And then on Sunday, we'll be at High Street with Frank Keisha joining me for Queanbeyan City's debut in the NPL. They'll welcome Gungahlin to that one. And if you want to watch the game, it's also going on at Canberra 2 at that time. League champions Gunners, well, they start the defence off their crown against Tuggeranong United. Plenty of NPL women's as well Friday. Gunners versus Croatia live for you. From Gungahlin enclosed, and Belconnen Olympic on Saturday live as well. Let's look at the two teams for tonight as they come out to join us. O'Connor Knights, the cup holders. Well, they go as follows. Christian Nell in goal. Harrison Palitch, Christian Junner, Connor Bill and James Driscoll across the back four. Midfield three sees Nick Dahl in holding position. Michael Adams and Kobe Yari in front of him. Up front, plenty of goals, plenty of pace, plenty of power. What a front three. Asosa Rahegi, Lukman Ahmed Shaibu, Fakedi Manda. That's some lineup there, buddy.
That's a headache for some defenders.
What are you looking for but most out of the O'Connor lineup?
The attacking. Obviously, it's been one of their strongest suits every season now. I think it's their 4th season. So yeah, attacking, they have a lot of quality out there. So very interesting to see that. Stacked
bench as well. Michael John, James Lavella, Jenna Cheruti, Nico Kresic, Vinny Sanchez and goalkeeper Marcus Smith. Gungahlin United under Javier Roca, Aidan Mumford in goal, 4 across the back we believe, Bailey Dickinson and Nikita Burns fullbacks, Julian Smith to partner, Jack Green in centre of defence. We think it's going to be a 2-2-2 in front of that, we will see. Riley Brown and Josh Kaspari, Yoshida Shoki, the new Japanese import, and Sam Thompson, and up top Jaden Rippon and Luca Flores. If it is that, that's very interesting.
Yeah, that's a very interesting lineup. It should be a good game to watch.
On the bench, Isaac Alves, Jacob Kite, Eli Darwich, Dennis Ayo, Giancarlo Daddario and Tommy Robertson as well. So a young-looking Gunners bench. Our match officials who aren't with us at the moment, Gareth Biggs, Joshua Isa and Lachlan Lee Chang. Don't have to look too far back, do we, to get an indication of what we might expect. Charity Shield a few weeks ago. Gungahlin 1, O'Connor Knights 2. Max Green scored for Gunners. He's now wearing red of Canberra, Croatia. Vinny Sanchez and James Driscoll for the O'Connor Knights. Do you think that's going to have any bearing on this, buddy?
I think attackingly, Gungahlin will have to reshape how they attack. I think they were, in that game, looking for Max a lot. And now that he's gone, I think it'll be interesting to see what they go with up front now and how they go about attacking. It's going to be interesting to see their new, how they play up front and who's connecting with who. Options going forward. So yeah,
this is the 4th time the teams have met in the Australia Cup qualifying competition. Gunners won the first 2. The Knights won the semi-final last year. I don't know what your memory of that game is, but it was Gungahlin enclosed. There was how many goals in that? 4. 4 sendings off, I think, as well. It was just a carnage, wasn't it? What a cup tie that was.
Yeah, it was very, very, very crazy game. Like you said, I think 4 sending offs. Went the whole way, I think, 120 minutes.
Michael Adams nicked it, finished it off in the 97th minute with the 3rd goal. It was a long, long evening. You've played in the Cup, you've played in the league. How important is this competition now for the local community and for local players such as yourself?
It's very important, especially for like the younger generation that are looking to kind of get their name out there and get kind of a bit of exposure to like the other leagues in Australia that are a little bit more, I guess, stronger. It's a good way to, I think, a couple of the Sydney United boys, when they played it against the A-League team there, some of them got picked up. And yeah, I think it's very important. Canberra's starting to take it a bit more serious, so it's good. It's good to see. Teams are fielding stronger lineups, so yeah.
These teams shared 15 goals in 4 matches last season. Knights scored 7. Gunners managed 8. That suggests there'll be a few tonight.
Hopefully.
O'Connor Knights, well, we know all about their cup pedigree. They got to the round of 32 last year and they pushed MacArthur all the way. MacArthur, of course, went on to win it. Well, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you enjoy the next 90 minutes plus. Lukman Ahmed Shaibu back in competitive action. 38 NPL goals in 43 games. He scored 17 in 15 for Gunners last year. Now he's wearing the colours of the Knights.
It's a great record, that. I didn't know that myself.
Slightly more than yourself?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Off and running then. O'Connor in their traditional colours, attacking the goal to our left. Jack Green. Mentioned in the Charity Shield is red boots. Jaden Rippon putting the pressure on straight away on Driscoll. He did tell me the only reason Jack Green's got red boots is he went into the sports shop to go and buy a pair, and it was the only pair that fit him because he's got massive feet. So he said it wasn't a style choice, it was a necessity. What kind of boots are you wearing? You got some snazzy shoes on there, my friends.
Yeah.
Good trainers.
Yeah. But yeah, about that Jack Green story, he tells that every year.
Is that why he just gets a new pair of coloured boots?
I think he likes the red. I think he's lying about that story. He just doesn't want people to know that.
Well, I'm sure he'll listen to this back later on, and he might put you in your place. But I was mentioning because Julian Smith alongside him in his bright green boots as well.
Yeah, they're doing Christmas theme.
Yeah, it's not really a centre-back pairing, is it? Those boots. Aidan Mumford in goal, scored in the Charity Shield, disallowed for offside, still a bit contentious.
Still talking about that one.
He'll be talking about that for a long time. Jack Green forward, Nick Dahl steps in. There's a chance for Manda. Couldn't quite send it down that wing. Luka Flores a long way back, helping out. Here's Smith, robbed by Ahmed Shaibu. Lovely through ball and a chance for Yari Yari. He's round the keeper, and how about that?
Great finish.
The O'Connor Knights did not take long, 90 seconds, and Kobe Yari Yari off and running. The cup holders in front. Super run there, buddy.
100%. As you said, Julian Smith dispossessed there, and it was close to goal. So that ball from Michael Adams, in on behind. Great composure from Kobe. Take it past Aiden and just slot it in.
Beautiful finish. First goal that Kobe Yari Yari has scored in a senior football shirt. I was about to ask you about his inclusion because it's a surprise to many who might have expected a Vinny Sanchez in that role. Or, but, well, what do I know? Because Nick Tiders picked Kobe Yari Yari and he scored.
Yeah. Both bring a lot of quality to the team. I think Kobe's just had a very good training session throughout the weeks actually. So I think if anything, he's earned the spot in today's lineup and already off on the scoreboard.
And a wonderful through ball from Michael Adams to pick him out.
100%. I'm sure everyone knows about Michael's qualities now in the Canberra NPL.
Josh Gaspari back to Jack Green. Smith did not see Lukman Ahmed Shobu, didn't know he was there. Taken off his toe. Thompson.
Must have thought they were still the same team.
Burns back to Green again. Lots of touches early on for Jack Green.
100%. Gunners will be looking to reply quickly.
These teams have played 14 times. Both have won six matches. The other two games were draws. Heggie played most of his football down the middle last year, Ososra Heggie's going to be tasked with a wider brief with the introduction of Ahmed Shaibu. I'm sure there'll be some fluidity across that front three, though.
100%. I think a lot of them can do numerous roles in those positions across the front three, so I'll be expecting a lot of interchanging between the three.
And a real fight for positions as well, with Nika Kresic, Jenna Chiruti and Michael John on the bench as well for the Knights. Stacked in the front third. Michael Adams. Driscoll.
Great turn.
Turns away from Dickinson. Not the start that Javier Roca would have wanted. Ball still in play, apparently. Adams back for Christian Juna, who was one of those players dismissed in the semi-final. A bad ball out towards the Heggie. Got here a bit earlier today and there was athletics going on there. Pounding around this track around here. Just knackered me out watching it, buddy.
A couple 400s, 100s, 200s.
You'd be all over that, wouldn't you?
I get tired watching on the screen, so I don't think that's my forte.
Running's not your forte.
Nah.
Gungahlin are unbeaten in their last three NPL meetings against the Knights. They've won two and drawn one last term. They've got plenty of work to do. Going to win the ball. Here's Luka Flores. Thompson. Shockey. Good ball for Flores again. Riley Brown. Rides the challenge of a Heggie. Back for Gaspari. Again, there's Ahmed Shaibu looking to pick his pocket, but Gaspari just a bit stronger. Yari Yari. Ahmed Shaibu gives it away. Thompson. Here's Manda. Scored that header in the Round of 32 at GIO Stadium Cracker. That's a really good tackle by Jaden Rippon. Smith as well. So from a Connor perspective, buddy, perfect start.
Perfect. Couldn't ask for anything better. Maybe actually a goal from the centre back.
Bringing the defensive party to the mode, isn't it? It's all about looking after each other. Here's just Kaspari. Shockey almost got on the end of that. Don't know an awful lot about the new import.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. New player to the league. Take a while to figure out.
The flag for offside here. Last Japanese import that came across, Tomohiro Ogawa, doing all right at Tigers.
Good player, very good player.
He won the Player of the Year last year. Yeah, outstanding performance.
It looked like they were missing him on the last weekend.
He shouldn't be too far away. Might be back on Friday, I'm hearing.
Okay.
It's a possibility.
It's a big lift for the team.
No Lachlan Fields this year, of course.
Yeah, he's taking his talents to New South Wales NPL.
Not the first to do so. I'm sure he won't be the last either. Good win by Smith, helped on by Brown. Nick Dahl loves picking up pieces in that kind of area and then invites James Driscoll forward. Touch lets him down though. You had a little walk on the pitch earlier, buddy. What did you make of it?
Looks perfect. Grass is great. All you needed was just a little bit of water on the top. But,
so no excuses. It does
no
get...
excuses, not at all.
This field does have its moments through the year, doesn't it, when there's a bit of weather? Not
yeah.
today. Adams. Jack Green with a firm challenge. Illegal, says Gareth Biggs. Now this is within striking range. It'll be a good effort if they can.
100%. I don't know about that challenge. I thought it was a fairly clean challenge. Yeah.
Jack Green agreed, so did the Gungahlin bench. Gareth Biggs didn't, so that's the most important thing. Lukman Ahmed Shaibu over this. Slight breeze across the ground, blowing behind the Knights at the moment, sort of.
What would you call that? Is that southerly or northerly?
I don't know what direction we are here, is it?
I mean, we can make it up.
Ahmed Shaibu might fancy this. 3 in the wall. Does fancy it. And Mumford onto the bar. It dipped late on him, I think. I'm not sure how much he saw of it, the goalkeeper, but he's kept it out. First set piece of the match.
That southerly breeze probably affected a bit of that free kick just then.
9 minutes into the contest. The goal scorer over the set piece. Delivery to the near post. It's loose inside the box. Manda's had a pop. Shouts for another corner, but it will be a goal kick. Liam Warren's tuned in from Griffith. He said, would you not say this is a bit of a kick clash? What do you think?
100%. Because in the Charity Shield match, I think, teams...
They wore black and white, didn't they?
Yeah, it was a lot easier to distinguish who's who. But
yeah, it is a little bit.
Who was it that said that? Who was it that said that?
Liam Warren. He's a journalist down in Griffith.
Liam, I agree, Liam.
Yeah, he joined us on commentary on the weekend. And as the Tigers and Ugali fought out a 2-2 draw. Very good an entertaining start to the season. Palic. Some good goals, weren't they?
Yeah. Very, I think each team had dominated in possessions. Good chunk. Both halves very entertaining to watch.
It's good that you tuned in, and I think a lot of people did. What would it be in the first game of the season, and no clashes? Here's Rippon. He could use his pace. Connor Bill has gone across. Wearing the number 5 shirt, Connor Bill, for the time being, he says.
Okay.
Because he's not sure it fits him, is what his shout was. What number have you got this year?
I think I've taken 25.
25? Yeah. Is that how many goals you're going to score?
I wish. I hope. 25.
That'd be some effort for a centre-back. Heggie.
I think I'd have to change my position if I got 25.
I'd change it for you, I'm sure. Michael Adams has been penalised. Takes a lot to get Michael Adams wound up, but Gareth Biggs has managed it.
100%.
I thought there might be a foul on Heggie in the build-up. Smith. Back for Mumford. Smith again. Raking ball towards Thompson. Well met by Palic, watched it all the way. Adams.
They've played that ball 3 times, I think, now. So it must be a routine or a plan that they've put together.
Well, I'll come to that in a minute, as Harrison Palic is going to put this in towards Ahmed Shaibu. Because you were at Gungahlin last year, and there was a lot of those crossfield diagonal balls, which they like to take teams in, drag them more from one side to the other, and then switch play. Jack Green, usually the player that played it. Obviously, was that something that they worked on in training?
100%. It's part of the way we play. We've done it for many years.
I see the way. So you said the way we play there.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. The way you used to play.
Used to play.
I wondered how long it would be. How long were you at Gungahlin for? It was a fair old while.
7 years.
Yeah.
7 years at the club.
So I can imagine that you had a little faux pas fight. Aidan Mumford. The voice of Buddy Abbas, who's joining me tonight. O'Connor Knights, one of their new signings, formerly a Gunners. Himself a small injury. He'll be back soon. Jumped on the chance to come on comms, rather than just sit there and watch it, hey?
Here we go.
Manda. Good ball that is for Adams.
Great control.
He took it down nicely, and he's got his way through a couple here, Michael Adams. Munford came to meet it.
Calmly dealt by Jack Green as well.
Did enough, didn't he, Jack Green, just to put him off? He's shocky. Gaspari looking for the run of Flores, who's pacey, but so is Junna. Dealt with it, even though Christian Nell was coming, the new goalkeeper. One of 4 new signings in the lineup for the Knights today. Another 3 on the bench. They felt they'd run out of steam a bit last year, having been involved in the latter stages of the cup competition and then in the round of 32. By the time they got round to finals football, quite a few of them were on their last legs. So they've built the squad a bit deeper this year.
100%.
Smith allowed to advance.
Julian again looking for the...
Thompson finds Gaspari and has it back again. Wants to go. Yari with the block. Dickinson. Gaspari. Didn't back his pace against Fakedi Manda there. Bailey Dickinson didn't want the foot race. Not many would, by the way.
Right there.
Electric pace in Fakedi Manda. The Knights have now scored at least once in their last 17 competitive matches. They last failed to score in a 0-0 draw away to Gunners last season. And they've scored at least 1 first-half goal in each of their last 9 competitive matches as well. The last time they didn't score in the first half of a game was against MacArthur in that round of 32 match at GIO. And when you can score in the first half, and often it's the first goal, it gives you something to play with.
100%.
Thompson.
Also allows for your team to kind of breathe and start playing the way they want to play.
And particularly in a cup game, because the opposition know that at some stage they've got to come and get it.
100%.
Leave some spaces, and if there's any team in the league that's built to exploit those kind of spaces, it is the O'Connor Knights. It's a bit of a kit aficionado as well, buddy. You like football kits? What do you make of the local kits you've seen so far this season?
I think I'll give it a couple of weeks. I'm yet to see some of the other clubs' kits so far.
Was that? Didn't mind the Tigers silver on the weekend.
Yeah.
Did feel the numbers and names could have been in white though. Made it easier for everybody.
Yeah, I heard you mention that. I did agree with that. I thought it was just a bit of a blur, especially when the players are running.
Yeah, they're black on the back with a white trim on the number, but it's a beautifully designed kit.
Yeah.
Knights have come out with a usual decent kit as well. Love the black one, though. I've got to be honest. Yeah. Black football kits are great.
100%. I think it's a nice tone.
Chelsea did a decent black kit this year. You're a Chelsea fan.
Big Chelsea fan.
The black kit they did wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it's going to look nice. I might buy my first Chelsea shirt in 4 years. So we'll see. We'll see how we go.
Is that if you win the Europa Conference?
It'll be a little treat if we win that. Or when we win that, actually.
Well, yeah, when. I'm sure it's a when. It's going to happen.
It has to be a when.
Ahmed Shaibu. The ball over the top, looking for the runner Yari Yari again. Mumford came.
Even Gunner's going for a solid top colour and straps down the side. It's a new look for them.
Slightly different to the kit they won in the Charity Shield.
Yeah.
Which I didn't mind. As well as black kits, don't mind, or white kits as well. Smith back to Mumford. Sun's gone down. Temperatures dropped a little. Big coat weather soon, I think.
Yeah. Wind's still southerly, but...
No lights on yet, but they will come on. Well, I hope they will. Jack Green finds... Well, we've had previous at this ground. Gunners yet to really test Christian Nell. Trail to that very early goal.
Great ball by Gaspari there.
Manda watched it all the way. His Yoshida Shoki. Chance for Shoki to have a go, and his first shot on target forces a save from Nell, just as I was saying, he had nothing to do. Yeah. On cue, the first shot of the game. Big season for Christian Nell as well. He's played 22 MPL games.
Yeah, I believe he was at our Kumar, was it?
The Tigers, and then spell at West Canberra Wanderers as well.
Okay.
Where he played most of his football. New generation of goalkeepers coming through this year. It's going to be interesting to see which one of them stands tall. We saw a couple of newbies, relative newbies on the weekend. William Lejeune back in town.
Yep.
Having played in Melbourne in goal for the Tigers. All 6'5" of him. Narmanini in goals for Ugali. They've got high hopes for him as well. He made a cracking save, didn't he, from Akio's shot?
100%.
And two good keepers here tonight. Different ends of the experience scale. Here's Gaspari driving through. Gunners wanted a free kick, nothing given. Thompson has a chance to deliver. And a second bite of the cherry. Too strong for Rippon. Gaspari went down to that challenge. What do you think?
You know what? For once, I agree. I think it should have been a foul for Gaspari there.
Riley Brown trying to go through. No foul there. Comes out to Bailey Dickinson. Shockey. Lovely feet, and he's found Thompson. Angles are cute. Better, though, from the Gunners.
100%. Starting to see them attacking the O'Connor defence a little bit more now. Yeah.
Javier Roca wanted a couple of free kicks in there. The one on Gaspari, perhaps. The one on Riley Brown, don't think so.
Nah.
Cup football, though. Always brings out the best. Long range ball.
Great ball.
Looking for Manda. He's ridden the challenge and he's got a chance here to send it into the middle. Ahmed Shaibu was the target. Well, that's a mistake, but cleared up by Riley Brown. A lot of the work done on this O'Connor Knight squad, of course, was done by the previous management. Nick Tyther now in charge, having inherited the squad.
Yep.
Ooh, credit where credit's due. Here's a chance for Driscoll. Cuts inside, couldn't get the shot away. Cleared by Nikita Burns. Heggie having to go backwards for Junna. O'Connor Knight sends a second here. Nodded away by Smith. Manda on the turn. Burns, important header. I'd like to stretch the game, O'Connor. Have you noticed that in training? Is that something that has been told. I'll come back to that in a second, as Adams might be in here, and he must be having an opportunity. He wants a penalty. As he's knocked it past Mumford, there's been a touch on the ball from the goalkeeper, and that must be the only thing that saved him.
100%.
Buddy Abbas, from your point of view, not wearing your Connor Knights shirt. Penalty or no penalty?
Look, to be honest, I think Aiden got a touch there, a vital touch. So I think that's probably why what the ref's seen is probably decided no penalty on that. Best for water corner.
Gone short with it. Delivering by Driscoll. Comes from Ahmed Shaibu. Stabs it goalwards, not far away.
It'll be interesting to see. I think both these teams value set pieces and corner plays.
Both sides have gone close with the set pieces.
100%.
It's been mostly O'Connor, though, in the early stages. I think it was Michael Adams who threw himself at that ball, and did he collect himself on the post?
Yeah, I was wondering that. I hope he's all well. Didn't hear a thump or anything, so hope he didn't.
He looks in a little bit of pain. Takes a lot to get Michael Adams out of a football match, though. Ahmed Shaibu, with what I think was probably a shot.
Yeah, it looked like he was shooting towards goal, wasn't he? Seems to be moving, so that's good news.
Well, maybe good chance for us to re-evaluate our sponsors and let you know what's going on. Australian Cup qualifying sponsors here in Canberra, brought to you by Allstate Towing, Electro Tinj, Deakin Club, Kitro Excavations, Rhythm Snowsports, Canberra PC Repair, LJ Hooker and Xela Construction. Thank you very much for your support, of course. Without them, we wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be listening to myself and Buddy Abbas. These two met in cup meetings back in 2017 and 2023. Gunner scored 9 goals. The Knights only got 2 in reply. The first game back in 2017 was a 7-1 Gungahlin win over O'Connor Knights. Were you involved in that, 2017?
2017,
yeah.
I think I was still in my youth era.
How long ago was that? That was 8 years ago.
8 years ago, exactly, yeah. Maybe 1 year. If it was 1 year later, I think I would have been involved in that.
Just a bit too early for you. Might have been in the 2023 version, though. You're back there now, though. You'll be playing soon, though, buddy.
Yeah, I'm very excited to get out there.
So your mate's saying you need to talk a bit louder?
Yeah. Some of the boys are home supporting, telling me to speak up.
Yeah, we'll let them know if they can hear you. We can always crank you up a couple of notches again.
Yeah, I don't know what they want. Sometimes they say don't talk, and sometimes they say talk louder.
Here's Jaden Rippon. Riley Brown, you are next to me, though, and I am quite loud. just on a football commentary, nowhere else. Knights scrambling to get it away as Michael Adams comes back past us.
Yeah.
Holding his head, must have clonked his head on the post going for that header.
Don't see a lump, so...
Like I say, it'll take an awful lot to force Michael Adams out.
It's got a bit of padding.
What we always say to people that come on, though, Buddy, if anyone is listening and wants Buddy to give them a shout-out, feel free to let him know. Send him a text or something like that. Same as, let me know where you are and what you're doing, what you're watching tonight. A fair few people will be at training, I would have thought, but those of you that are skiving, you can give them a shout-out as well.
Like I said, the price was before $75 for a shout-out.
I thought it's gone up. It was only 50 before we were chatting before.
Yeah, but we're running out of airtime, so...
Every minute that passes.
Yeah, 100%.
Aspires ball forwards.
Yeah. Except pay ID, stuff like that. So.
What are we going to spend it on, mate?
Oh.
Rippon looking for Flores. First chance for him to have a go, and he's had a good go, and it's loose in front of goal, and Thompson, can he turn it home? He can't because Connor Bill has got in the way.
Great ball.
It's a good save from Nell, and great defending from Bill as Thompson looks certain to score.
Great reaction from Connor Bill to not only get up and block it once, but I think it was twice there.
Well, when Nell got the hand on it, it looked for all money that Gungahlin were going to equalise. Wonderful defensive effort from Connor Bill.
100%. Moments like that for defenders especially gives you a big boost.
It's good as a goal, isn't it?
100%.
Gaspari's turn to take a set piece at the other end. Smith and Green, the obvious targets. The tall men from the back, and it's in towards Smith. Was won by Manda.
And again,
a prodigious leap of Fakedi Manda. Adams' ball away has been kept alive by Heggie. And he'll get on the end of an errant back pass here. Couldn't quite take it with him. But he's found Ahmed Shaibu with a wonderful ball. And that's really good defending from Dickinson.
Great block there with Bailey.
Fantastic
Anticipated
pass.
that well, yeah.
Great ball from Heggie. And Bailey Dickinson in the right place. One end to the other.
Yeah. And I think all three of O'Connor's front three got a piece of the ball there, so.
And they've turned it over again. Here's Yari Yari. Allowed to go a long way. Kobe Yari Yari, and that's not far away either. Advanced, unchecked. And his shot not quite having the accuracy it needed, but it had Mumford worried. And again, though, buddy, it's that in midfield. They're sniping around the Riley Browns of this world and winning the ball back rather cheaply, and that must be rather worrying for Javier Roca.
100%. It seems to be Riley in the middle alone there, so when he loses it, there's not much support coming from the other midfielders. So it'll be interesting to see. I think Gaspari just had a word with the defenders there.
But it's quite narrow, isn't it, this formation that we saw on paper, which was almost like a 2-2-2.
Yeah.
I think it was something that Chile did, didn't they, in the World Cup a few years ago under Marcelo Bielsa. I think he was back in the day when he was coach of Chile. They played this 4-2-2-2 formation and it worked out for them.
It's very narrow. You'd think that if they are playing that, then the two midfielders would be able to combine, I guess, defensive efforts.
Adams clips it in. Manda on the turn, comes off Riley Brown. Heggie's there. Palic up from fullback. Squeezed it past Thompson, but not with any real accuracy. Jack Green. Thompson, again, errant touch from him. Nick Dahl, he didn't see Luka Flores. Yoshida Shoki, I should say, my apologies. Japanese midfielder having gone up front for a moment. Ahmed Shaibu, Manda. Bill. Manda again. No press on him at all. Connor Bill allowed to pick his pass. Michael Adams. They've had to do a lot of last gasp scramble defence, haven't they, here with Gunners?
100%. I think they're looking to just sit under the ball, retreat some of that energy.
Driscoll. O'Connor won't mind this, though. Rocky beaten by Bill. I fancy they have the players to pick open this defensive lock. Yari tried to do almost that. It's his goal that's the difference, and it came after only 90 seconds. Aidan Mumford able to take as long as he wants.
First looks to be in here.
Here's a chance for Heggie. Couple of shout-outs. Anthony Timotheo wonders why Buddy Abbas is on with me. It's a bit rough, isn't it? From him.
Who'd you say?
Anthony Timotheo. Remember him?
I don't even know who that is.
Anthony Zanetti from Monero Panthers, looking forward to us being there on Friday night. We will be for the NPL. He's loving the new Capital Football YouTube channel.
Russ, you said we there. Is that me included?
Well, myself and Steve. Well, you can come along if you want.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure they won't mind seeing you there. They do a very nice spread up the top there.
Oh.
Monero Panthers.
Ramadan's finished,
Club. It has.
I'll actually do a shout out, actually. Eid Mubarak to all the Muslim viewers and listeners out there.
We were having a good chat about Ramadan beforehand, weren't we? And you're telling me about how you had to go without food and water during the daylight hours.
Yep.
And how it affects you as an athlete.
100%. It was fortunate this year, week just before, I think, the round 1 kickoff. So, yeah, good timing this year.
Something that you were saying can mess up the sleeping patterns as well, having to get up early and eat late as well.
Yeah, 100%. If you're not a morning person, it definitely does have a toll on that. And even just, or even if you're not a person that likes to eat late.
I was going to say, for some of us, I try and force myself to eat breakfast, but sometimes it's difficult.
Yeah.
And to force yourself to try and eat some food in the morning to sustain you for the whole day.
Yeah.
Might have seen that in the Premier League, some of the players stopping to break their fast as well. And we were saying it's even more trickier if you've got a morning training session.
Yeah.
In the heat. And you've got to put the effort in.
I remember last year, we had a morning session and I was fasting for Ramadan. Oh, the rest of the day I was knackered.
Wiped out. Flores tries to bend one towards that far post. 13 minutes to the break. Gungahlin having some half chances now. The best one there fell to Thompson earlier. Connor Bill making sure they didn't get the effort in on target. Benches will surely play a part at some stage. There's plenty of talent on both.
100%. Exciting benches either side.
We often say when we look at the cup benches, the team on the bench we've got here: Michael John, James Lavella, Jenna Chiruti, Nika Kresic, Vinny Sanchez, Marcus Smith on one side, Isaac Alves, Jacob Kites, Eli Darwich, Dennis Ayo, Giancarlo Daddario, Tommy Robertson on the other. That's not a bad team, is it?
Yeah.
If you put that together. Ooh. Jack Green, Gaspari.
I always say benches should do a little five-a-side, just on the side here.
At half-time.
It's during the match. Keep warm. A little 2-for-1.
James Driscoll. Heggie turns away. Good power, good pace. Can he find a finish? He could, but Mumford made the save. Shouts for a shirt pull. Manda. Bundled over by Dickinson. That is a penalty, apparently.
Penalty.
Well, there was contact. For Kenny Manda went down off the challenger Bailey Dickinson, and referee Gareth Biggs points to the spot. But Ibas, your view?
Look, the experience of Fakedi Manda, knows the area he's in. I think he's pulled a lot of experience there to get that penalty.
As a defender, you would be not happy.
I'd be livid.
That had been called against you.
Yeah, I'd be getting up and telling him that as well.
Well, Lukman Ahmed Shaibu scored 17 times for Gungahlin United last year.
Yeah.
He was the golden boot in the competition, and he's not going to take this now. He's handed it on to Michael Adams.
Yeah, 100%.
Michael Adams knows where the net is from the penalty spot. He scored in the semi-final last year from a penalty. He scored in round 20 from a penalty against Gungahlin United. Often the man for the moment, Michael Adams. The skipper from the spot to double O'Connor's lead. Aidan Mumford stands in his way. It's Michael Adams for O'Connor Knights. It's 2-0 to the cup holders. Adams makes no mistake. And O'Connor Knights, well, they have a 2-goal cushion with 9 minutes to the break. And Buddy Bass, it's a long way back for Gunners.
Yeah, 100%. I think a penalty like that drain a lot of the players as well, confidence.
At a moment in time when Gunners could have done without it, and controversial, the call.
Very controversial.
Down went for Kenny Manda under the challenge of Bailey Dickinson. Gareth Biggs had no hesitation.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, there was a shout just before, wasn't there?
Yeah.
That wasn't given. And often when something happens straight away, it may be given.
Yeah.
Body contact is always difficult, isn't it? Subjected to the referee where he is on the park. But
100%.
again, I'm with you. If you were a defender, you'd be disappointed in the call.
Yeah.
But for Kenny Manda, as a forward, he's saying, well, you know, the contact was there.
That's it.
Work to do.
It almost looked like Fakedi knew what he was doing. He just got up and walked off.
The contact's there, and then you make the referee make a decision.
100%.
Just going very briefly back to our breakfast conversation, Michael Reed sent me a message, and Michael Reed I was on tour in the UK with, and he said to me on the message that, you know, it's not true that I'm not a breakfast person. I love a full English, and that's true. If someone's cooking me a breakfast, I'm happy to eat it.
Full English, what's that?
Bacon, eggs, hash browns, toast, beans, bit of everything. Often consumed by people after they've had a night sampling some beverages.
Ah, full English. If there was a full Australian, what do you reckon would be in that?
Wouldn't be far different, I don't think.
No?
Nah, I wouldn't have thought so. Usually they have black pudding on a full English, and I don't touch that stuff.
Okay.
It's disgusting. Look it up later on. Nick Dahl, 2-0 to the Knights. Christian Junner. Exactly where they want to be right now. Harrison Palic. Ahmed Shaibu. Driscoll. Dancing feet. Blocked it again, and Gunners just hanging on in there right now.
100%. And if you're Gunners, you'd be looking at least salvage one back before half-time.
If they can do so.
So maybe the next 5 minutes they might push a little bit.
Beautiful sunset tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Might catch it on Michael's camera as the game progresses. Driscoll. Manda, who won the penalty. Rippon. Flores. Manda's won it back again. Adams dispatched the penalty with the utmost of cool.
Menda's been very busy defensively and attacking this half.
So he's such a difficult player, isn't he? He doesn't just hang around up top. He gets back and helps out defensively.
He really wants to get involved in everything.
Well, that allows James Driscoll the licence to get forward as well, doesn't it, buddy? Because
100%.
if you know you've got a left winger that's going to get back and help you defence like that, you can push on.
100%. I think they've now been together 4 seasons, so their understanding must be very strong.
I'm not saying that's not happening with Heggie and Palic on the other side, because it is.
Yeah. That's a newish relationship now that's been...
The league champions, 2-0 down here. And as Buddy Abbas said, they are looking for a goal before the break if they can find one. Shockey showed glimpses, the import, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Got some skills about him. No doubt he'll have a huge part to play this season.
100%.
Palic, not a bad-looking ball. A bit too close for Aidan Mumford.
Straight away, Aidan's looking to go on the attack.
He has got superb distribution, hasn't he, Aidan Mumford?
100%.
Both out of hands and from his feet.
100%. It looks like O'Connor Knights are staying more on Jack Green's side there. I think after every goal kick or possession they have.
They're trying to stop Jack Green getting the ball, I think, because he
100%.
does create a lot from the back.
Yeah.
Had a shout out to Atia Waraga and Paris Bangweni, the former Canberra Croatia boys, playing for MacArthur now. They're watching tonight. They've tuned in. Thanks for tuning in, lads. Hope it all's going well up there for them.
Did they send you the 75?
The $75?
Yeah.
Not yet, no. They can pay me in A-League tickets when they get their call up to the first grade team.
Yeah, they're on big money now. So
Absolutely, I'm sure they are. Flores.
charge a bit of interest on that one, actually.
Dickinson. Shockey, great feet. Can he get the shot away? He can.
Great feet.
Christian Nell beats it away. Ahmed Shaibu back. Yeah, we'll settle for a couple of tickets in a box to their debut, won't we?
100%.
Flores brought it down. Couldn't quite get it on target, but better from Gunners again. And a little snapshot of Shockey then. Great feet, and he hit that.
He looks very sharp.
For Christian Nell, though, straight at him, which is probably useful for a goalkeeper.
100%.
But he's got the body behind it. Yeah, so thanks to us here in Paris for tuning in, amongst many others tonight. Decent knock that from Nell. Smith lifts it forward. Shockey helps it on. Connor Bill happy to tidy up. Junna needs to be careful. Gaspari, Nick Dahl, straight on him. Manda. It's noticeable, isn't it, that O'Connor have done their homework here. They know who the threats are, and something you would work on, isn't it, buddy, that you got a Josh Gaspari and a Jack Green. You don't want them to settle on the ball.
100%. You want to make it hard for them to find the ball, and then also harder to even try to create.
Here's Jack Green.
I think that's his first long ball today.
Good one, though.
Very good one.
How often would you, as a player, look at opposition players and know who you're playing against and what their skill sets are?
100%, especially the players that you know will be on your side. I think it's important just to know strengths, weaknesses, what they're good at aerially, or are they better on the ground, feet. Do they come to the ball, or did they in behind? We wear different boots for those days. Faster players, you need lighter boots.
You've got several pairs, I'm sure. Thompson,
100%.
All sponsored. Thompson's delivery. As we approach half-time. 2.5 minutes to go. Crowd behind us is quite large.
Yeah.
Enjoying the match.
Mix of both sides as well.
Hopefully they can see past our big heads, mate.
When you guys getting seats up here?
I don't need seats, mate. It's
No?
all about...
I was going to say, maybe next tax
Do you want to build like a couch on here or something? Like a really comfy one that we can sit on well?
Yeah.
Heated.
Because I see the guys that do the Champions League, they got a little nice little studio.
Yeah, they've also got a massive multi-seater stadiums to go into, mate.
That's one day we'll get there.
Yeah. Different venues, different styles. Tonight we're on the platform at this athletics venue. Ahmed Shaibu looking for the pace of a Hegi. Well defended by Nikita Burns. Needed to be.
Very well defended.
Young fullback. Played 7 NPL games last year. Started 5 off the bench for a couple. Adams. Away from Smith. Burns with the interception. Riley Brown forward. Adams struggling a little here, Michael Adams. I think it might be the knee. When he was in front of us a moment ago, he was putting his hand to his knee. Yeah. 3 minutes to be added on at the end of the half, we're told. Thanks, Josh Iser. Very clear, that one. Some of the other fourth officials who are giving us numbers can take notes.
Yeah, I'm getting inside. I didn't know that's what they do.
Why do that when no other way for us to know, mate? We're not on the comms. Not all the ways, but they try and help us as much as they can.
You don't have someone down on the floor?
Well, we've got Declan somewhere. I don't know where he is. Jordan's with us today. You'll be able to hear Jordan on the weekend. He'll be on Belconnen United Canberra Olympic. Bit of a debut for him on comms.
Hey.
I'm sure he'll be looking forward to that, doing all his homework. All sorted.
You can ask me for tips if he wants. Got none.
He can ask you, though.
Yeah.
This would be a good time for the Gunners to get one back.
100%.
Josh Gaspari. They're going backwards at the moment. Jack Green. Smith. Thompson. Shoki. Bundled over by Yari.
Gunners looking to take that quick.
Gaspari. Dickinson. Here's a Hegi.
Great challenge by Jordan Smith there.
It's got tight to Xela Hegi. Palic. Ahmed Shaibu goes backwards to Junna. Knights with that 2-goal cushion. They've seen almost a minute of the 3 added on off as well. Cup holders looking to go back to back. It's a rare feat these days. Every club wants a shot at the round of 32 and a potential A-League opposition. Connor Bill. Ahmed Shaibu. Nicely done by Driscoll to Dahl. Looking for Manda. He might get there as well for Keddy Manda. Couldn't find the shots, and flag goes up against Xela Hegi, I believe.
Drop in, hey, drop in! Backy, get that shape! Backy, get that shape! Then we breathe it in, hey! Jimmy's got 2.
Nice football, though, from O'Connor Knights. Playing with the freedom that a 2-goal lead affords you.
100%. It's a good little passage there in front of us, actually.
Going to ask you the question now. I'll ask everybody in these situations as well, buddy.
Yep.
And just wait for this to play out with Michael Adams. Palic on the overlap. And he's going to take on Jaden Rippon there, Harrison Palic. Adams. Palic has continued on here. Opportunity to send it across, but Mumford was there. As we approach half-time, aside from the obvious of scoring a couple of goals, what have the Gungahlin United got to do here to get back into this contest?
I think Gunners, if I was still there, I think they've got to try to identify where the space is while they're pressing Jack Green. I think that would be the first thing they need to do. Maybe sort out the midfielders when they're trying to play out from the back. Maybe have a bit more cover in there.
That'll do for the first half, says Gareth Biggs. And O'Connor Knights, well, they've scored twice. Deservedly leading, in your opinion, buddy?
Definitely leading. 2 goals, though. I'm not too sure about that penalty still.
Bit of a controversial moment in the half.
Definitely.
Michael Adams is down in the middle of the pitch. We'll keep an eye on that. I wonder if they will say, well, at 2-0, it might be time for Michael Adams to just be put back in the box for the weekend.
100%.
The derby on the weekend against Canberra, Croatia. They won't want to lose Adams. Maybe his evening will be done. We will see. 90 seconds it took for Kobe Yari to put O'Connor Knights ahead, and then a penalty decision and converted by Michael Adams gives O'Connor Knights a lead at the break and 1 foot in the quarterfinals and 1 foot towards an opportunity to retain the cup here in Canberra. At half-time at Woden Park, it's O'Connor Knights 2, Gungahlin United 0. Welcome back to Woden Park, where at half-time O'Connor Knights lead by 2-0 against Gungahlin United. I'm Russ Gibbs. Buddy Abbas is still with me. We've been discussing the culinary delights of full English breakfasts and black pudding. And what you had a look at a picture and what was in it. What's your thoughts?
Look, you read me the ingredients list of black pudding. It was terrible.
Yep.
Then you showed me a photo. It was terrible.
So it didn't get any better, did it? But there'll be people watching. Michael Reed, I know, if he's tuned back in, he loves the black pudding.
Yeah?
He's half Irish.
Okay.
So he's got that background as well. Ian Worthington loves the black pudding as well. It's a very northern thing.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, not for me at all as well. Change for Gungahlin United. Can't even see what it is. What's that, Josh? 17 off, 18 on. So Sam Thompson replaced by Dennis Ayo. Chance for us to see the young striker who came on in the Charity Shield. Put one wide. So just going back before we start the second half to the black pudding, it's a no from you?
No, absolutely not.
There you go.
You couldn't pay me enough.
What about fried bread? We spoke about fried bread.
Yeah.
You give that a go?
100%. Bit of... What was that? Just butter and bread?
It's actually just bread fried, yeah.
Yeah.
You can do it however you want, but it's a piece of toast fried, near enough.
Yeah.
Or bread fried if you like.
Look, I'll give that a go, but black pudding, I'm saying
You
away.
can keep it.
Yeah.
If you're an aficionado of black pudding, let us know. Tell us why. If you don't like it, well, let us know as well.
Yeah.
The things we bring you on these cup matches. Hahn Australia Cup qualifying brought to you by your sponsors. Allstate Towing. Broken down or been in an accident? Give Allstate Towing a call. Your 24/7 local trusted towing company. Electro Tinj, proudly supporting the Capital Football Australia Cup qualifying rounds. Deakin Club, the family-friendly football club. Kitro Excavations for all your excavation and earth-moving needs. Rhythm Snowsports, ignite the stoke. Canberra PC Repair, IT support when you need it most. LJ Hooker for your real estate needs. Contact Lukas Cole at LJ Hooker and Xela Construction, commercial builders, proudly supporting grassroots football. The one change at half-time came from Gungahlin. We thought Michael Adams might be taken off, but he's gone back out there.
Yeah, he's resurrected himself.
What do you make of that decision with the derby on the weekend?
I think they'll be very hazardous with that and monitoring him a lot during the game. I'd say maybe another 10 minutes before they make a change. He'd probably look to be the first one of the attacking players to come off.
I mean, you would have seen him in pre-season training and worked with him as well. He's not the kind of player that would carry on if he can't. He would substitute himself before then, probably.
Opposite. You saw. I'm sure you've watched him last year. Had like 58 different bandages on him while he was playing.
It just keeps going, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Doesn't want to come off a football field, Michael Adams, but sometimes discretion is the better part of valour, so they say.
100%.
I'm sure if there is another Knights goal, we might see some wholesale changes, to be fair. Gungahlin, meanwhile, will be looking to get one back. Christian Junner sends that one down towards the highway. We're down here near the hospital. We haven't heard the helicopter tonight, fortunately. Often it comes.
Tick, 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 tick.
Was that your helicopter impression?
Isn't that what they say?
I mean, I don't know.
Tick, 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 tick.
Something like that. Michael Reed says, go the black pudding. He loves a bit of black pudding. I've got a question for you as well.
Michael Reed.
Question for you that's coming
Yeah.
from one of our viewers. We'll come to it in a second as Nick Dahl's won it back. I feel it's quite a loaded question because it's come from Jeremy Habsamariam.
I know that guy.
Ehegi advancing through. Smith stepped in.
Great read by Julian Smith there.
The question is, you can think about this.
Yep.
Who's your top 5 players you played with in Canberra football? Says, don't tell him who asked. They've had a bet on who he'll say, so we'll see. I've already told him who's asked.
I've played with?
Top 5, let's just read it again.
Did he say played with or just in Canberra?
Should have read the full message before. He said, don't tell him I ask, only the question. You've played with. Top 5 you've played with.
Okay.
Here's a chance for Shockey. And Gungahlin have pulled one back. Straight away at the start of the second half. Shockey's gone inside. And the new Japanese imports made his name. And Gungahlin United, well, they've got themselves back in the contest in which it didn't look likely. All of a sudden, it parted like the Red Sea. And the Gunners are back in the contest.
Again, early goal, this time from Gungahlin. Great bit of composure there from Shockey. Great touch and great finish.
finished with aplomb. Now then, this is perhaps why Adams is out there.
Maybe.
He's won it back, Shockey again. Found his feet, Yoshida Shockey. I'm told his name is actually Shockey Yoshida, but he wants to go by Shockey, so we will go with that. Good substitution, this from the Gunners so far. It's allowed Shockey to go a bit further forward, isn't it?
Definitely. I think more of a natural position for him, a bit closer to the goal.
Ayo's taken up that position on the right-hand side of a front three. We'll come back. You keep thinking about your top five, and then you can tell us in a moment.
100%. We'll do.
Burns. Junna. Dahl. Gaspari's going to read that. Yari eased him off it. No free kick. Connor Bill flicks it forward. It's a solid challenge that from Bailey Dickinson. Ayo. Gaspari stumbling.
Little handball from Gas there.
Yeah, on the blind side, I think, of Gareth Biggs and the officials. Got away with that one. Riley Brown sent it forward. Christian Nellaway. Go on then. Got any of your top five yet? You want to do first one or two?
Yeah. Well, since I've been playing Gunners for 8 years, I'd say most of the top five would come from.
Yeah,
there.
That's fine.
But where do I start?
This man.
Jack Green. I'll start with Jeremy.
Jeremy himself?
Yeah, well, the guy that sent the message, he'd be in my top five. As well as Michael John. What's that, 2?
That's 2.
We need 3 more.
Maths is good with you, isn't it? Here's a chance for Burns as you keep thinking about that, Buddy Bass.
Yeah.
Nikita Burns.
I'll
Luka
give
Flores. Pressure on him from Harrison Palic. Complexion of the contest changed somewhat here. Gungahlin on the right. Shockey has another go. Goes down. That will be a free kick right on the edge of the box. There's a card coming out here.
Very dangerous.
That's for Michael Adams.
Free kick as well.
A great position, isn't it?
100%.
Who fancies this from the Gunners?
A lot of players were queuing up. I'm guessing Gaspari will take this one. Great segue. I'd put him in my top 5, actually.
Well, Gunners have only scored 3 goals in their last 3 competitive matches before that goal from Shockey. Scored 7 prior to that. Indeed, prior to failing to score against Tigers in the preliminary final last season, they'd scored in 13 successive NPL games, Gungahlin. They've got one here. Because the last 2 competitive meetings between these sides, Buddy, the team that scored first went on to win.
Okay.
Will that be the case tonight? Well, we saw on the weekend, Tigers led 2-0 against Gungahlin and were pegged back to 2-2 with 2 quick goals. Shockey's over this. Gaspari's there too. 6 in the wall. Christian Nell's not going to be able to see hardly anything if it comes over it.
Gaspari's not going to take this left foot, is he?
We will see. It's either the right of Shockey. It is Shockey into that wall.
Great block from there.
And sliding in on the challenge. I tell you what, if that hadn't hit the wall, that might have been heading for the top corner. So we've got Jack Green, Michael John, Josh Gaspari. Oh, Jeremy Haptamarian as well, did you say?
Yes.
That's
so far,
4.
Jeremy, MJ, Michael John, sorry, Gaspari. Do people normally put defenders in their list?
You can put whoever is the best players you play with. Doesn't matter what position they're in.
Okay.
Got a goalkeeper in there if you want.
Yeah, okay.
We got 4 of the 5. That's some 5-a-side team. Jeremy Haptaman, you are listening, I'm sure. Let me know whether that's any of the ones that you thought it might be.
Wait, 4 or 3?
He asked for 5. You've done 4, mate.
Have I done 4? Let me start again.
MJ, Jeremy, Josh Gaspari, Jack Green. That's 4, mate.
I'm going to redo my list. Let me start again. We'll do one every out. So we'll start with, I'd say Jeremy Haptamarian 1.
Nikita Burns. Heggie, was there a little shirt pull there? I think there was. Jeremy Haptamarian, class midfielder. Decent set piece taker as well. He'd have loved that free kick around the edge of the box.
Yeah. Did a lot of defensive work last year as well for Gungahlin. Had to teach him a bit of that. It's good that he...
Will of the Wisp on the ball, dancing feet, didn't he? Could dribble his way in the tightest of areas.
We did a lot of one-on-one defending sessions.
Now playing down in Melbourne for someone you tell me in State League.
Yeah.
Smith at the back for Gunners, who've got themselves back into this cup tie. 2-1 down. Aidan Mumford.
The game's got a very good intensity to it now.
Well, it's the goal that the neutrals needed, wasn't it?
100%.
To give us a contest.
But yeah, back to the list. Jeremy Haptomerum. I'd say the next player I'd add to that is Michael John. I think, especially my first year at Gungahlin, just seeing his talents.
Michael John was part of the first 3 squads to play in the Australia Cup.
Oh.
Tuggeranong United, Canberra Olympic and Gungahlin United. He was part of the 3 groups. I'm sure that was who he was with.
Yeah, he's old then.
Yeah, he's been around for a while, MJ.
Yeah.
Couldn't play for Tuggeranong United, but was in that squad.
Pushing 40 then. That's
Shocky after this. Well covered by Christian Jenner. He's on the bench today, Michael John. Looking to maybe come on and make the difference. He's played 146 MPL games, 50 goals to his name. He's looking towards that 150 mark this year, which will, I'm sure, come up at some stage.
It's a great return for someone who's predominantly played on the wing as well.
One of the best with his back to goal in the division, I wouldn't hesitate to say.
Yeah, he's very good back to goal.
Mumford's come to get that. Ahmed Shaibu from, well, almost put it into the open net. That would have been some finish from the American.
I wonder if he would have celebrated if he had scored there.
We'll find out maybe later on if he does. Javier Roca playing a bit of ball boy.
Good tech on that kick, actually.
It just missed Nick Tyler, didn't it?
Yeah. It's calculated. Maths.
Yeah, it's not our strong point, but I can count to 5, mate. You've gone 2 so far. Here's Shockey.
That's a good segue there.
Thanks, mate. Gungahlin will need to keep pushing. Samuel Thompson worked hard in the first half. Has been replaced by Dennis Ayo.
Gunners pushing for another goal and O'Connor looking for their third. And with that segue, my third player would be Joshua Gaspari.
Midfield dynamo. Tell you a bit about him in a minute as the ball comes in. Jack Green away.
You got some stories on him?
I've got some stats on Josh Gaspari, if you like.
Yeah.
106 MPL games, 18 goals. Missed quite a lot of the season, didn't he? Went to America to bring his partner back. Was injured for a while. Here's Ayo. Flag stays down. Chance for Ayo. Near post scores! Gungahlin United back from the brink. And the substitute levels it up. He wrong foots the goalkeeper. And we have got a cup tie here now.
100%. Great bit of composure from the youngster there.
A first ever goal.
Shot the senior football. By the defender there as well.
And the change paid dividends. And much like Tigers on the weekend, so O'Connor Knights have seen a position of relative comfort disappear. Lovely finish on the near post, buddy. Many thought he might go far. I thought he was going to try and bend it and then disguise the finish past Christian Nell.
100%.
Did you see much of him last year in the 23s?
I think it was actually, Connor. Yeah. And he's moved. I think we did a little swap there. Swap deal.
We had no hesitation celebrating against his former club.
I like that.
Nothing wrong with it, is there?
Nothing at all.
And that sparks some movement on the O'Connor Knights bench. Palic to send it into the danger zone. Came off Bailey Dickinson. Driscoll's kept it alive. James Driscoll, good ball in as well, but there's Mumford.
Just like in the first half, when O'Connor went 2-0 up, Gunners seemed to have a bit of more control. Looking the more lively team here.
If we're being brutally honest, at 2-0, it did not look likely, did it?
No.
Once Thompson couldn't squeeze that one home from Connor Bill, you thought, well, That's the opportunity, but they're a different side in this second half here, Gungahlin United. And they've scored 2 well-taken goals.
They seem to have fixed that problem in the midfield as well, playing out. I think Gaspar is a bit closer to Riley Brown when they're taking goal kicks and starting to play from the back.
You are 100% right. I just had a message to say Dennis I did play in the 23s at O'Connor last year and was a very, very good addition to that group.
Yep.
Gungahlin have got themselves a forward here. He's found themselves a goal. They've got Jack Green bullocking his way through as well. Shoki wanted it down the middle. And that's where perhaps it should have gone to Shoki. Green tried to go wide. Might have seen Jack Green carry that on. Here's Ao. This one has turned on its head.
Have a look at Riley here. I think he's hurt himself with that 50-50 challenge just before.
Keep an eye on that. Dennis Ao, apparently a year before playing for O'Connor, was at Majura.
Oh, wow.
So now we've got a whole backstory. Yeah. Majura O'Connor to Gungahlin. To the score sheet in the Australia Cup. Qualifying rounds. Free kick goes the way of Gunners. All of a sudden, the momentum swung, hasn't it, buddy? And momentum in football, in your experience, it's huge.
Yep. Yep. I think key for O'Connor to just stay calm, play their way. But for the attacking team, it's use as much of it as you can, I guess.
They have a set piece here to maybe turn this completely around. Josh Gaspari over it.
A lot of tension, as usual, on Jack Green, but have a look at Julian Smith here.
Yeah, towers over everybody, Smith, and it's in towards Smith. Couldn't direct it goalwards. Picked back up by Rippon. Flores to lift it in. Driscoll to send it away. Adams to find Yari. And here come the Knights. Ahmed Shaibu for a Hegi.
That dangerous counter
to have a go, and it's loose here for Yari. Ahmed Shaibu, base of the post, I think, or blocked, one of the two. We're coming back.
I think for a yellow card.
Well, I think at least a chat, I would have thought. Yeah, look, a little bit of a chat, but I think it must have been blocked.
By Nikita Barnes there, I think.
Nikita Burns at the near post. Brilliant break from O'Connor Knights. Yari with the corner kick. Bit too far. So I'm told that the Knights had to let Dennis Ao go because they had the 2 visa players already in for Kenny Mander and Michael Adams. You got the 2+1 this year, which enables you to add a third if they're registered with the AFC or OFC. Dennis Ao wouldn't fall under that, which is why he had to make the move, and he's scored himself a goal tonight. Here's a chance for Shoki to get in, and Shoki's put it just wide. The bounce was unlucky, but Gungahlin United, well, they are on top here at the moment, and this is going to precipitate a double change from the O'Connor Knights right in front of us. They've seen enough. Nika Kresic, Vinny Sanchez on to try and get some relative, I guess, way back into the contest. Kobe Yari makes way for Vinny Sanchez. Nico Kresic for Isosa Ehegi. Not surprising, is it?
No. I think it's like what you'd expect from a attacking point of view from the O'Connor Knights.
And whilst it's a like for change positionally, different kind of players as well. Kresic will hug that touchline.
Yeah.
Vinny Sanchez, who scored in the Charity Shield. Thanks to everybody, by the way, who are supplying us with this information. Gives us a little bit more of an insight into some of the players we might not know so well. It's hard keeping track of about 500 players across men's and women's.
Scores 2-2. That's 4. And for my 4th player.
Come to that in a second as Kresic looks to put it across. Palic forward, and that should give you a chance to tell us.
The guy in green right now. I think Aiden's, although it's been just one season with him, I think he's definitely best goalkeeper we've played with.
Top class shot stopper, great communicator.
100%.
Formerly in the A-League, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. I think he was involved in the Central Coast Mariners system over there.
Yep.
Then went up to Brisbane, I do believe.
Top class goalkeeper.
Terrible at jokes, but...
Well, you say that, but you gave me a joke before which wasn't the best.
You want to hear another one?
Well, we'll save it for afterwards, just in case it's not all right for the airtime. Kresic. Well, not as bad as Steve Forshaw's, I'll give you that.
What did he say?
Jaden Rippon. Oh, you asked Steve Forshaw, he's got loads, mate, and they're awful. Kresic's touch, Adams. Well, 2-2. Extra time a possibility. You weren't planning on going anywhere early tonight, were you?
Not anymore.
Still got plenty of time for this to be done in 90, of course.
And plenty more goals. Possibility as well.
25 minutes to play. What looked was, as I said at half-time, 1 foot in the quarterfinals. Well, that's been dragged back from the precipice.
Yeah.
For Kenny Manda.
Again, you look at the controversial penalty in the first half.
Well, there's a little bit of afters there. Yellow card. Is that Vinny Sanchez? Didn't he just come on? Got himself a yellow card.
Be careful, Riley.
Well, Penn's picked the right time to quit as well.
Oh, well, must be cold Penn.
It's done a season and a half, I think, that Penn. Must be due a replacement. You're watching live Hahn Australia Cup. A round 4 qualifier match between Gungahlin and O'Connor. 2 apiece, brought to you by Allstate Towing, Electro Tinj, Deakin Club, Kitro Excavations, Rhythm Snowsports, Canberra PC Repair, LJ Hooker and Xela Construction. Thanks to our sponsors. Hope you're enjoying this. Ahmed Shaibu from Nick Dahl steps away from Julian Smith. Might have got the free kick. Has a go at goal instead. Mumford was behind it. Looks to find Ao, the goal scorer that made it 2-2.
Doing sponsor talk. Am I able to get a few shout-outs there?
Sure can, mate.
Yeah. Shout out to Let Him Shoot. Heard it's a very good podcast.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
They don't talk about Manchester United enough, but that's fine.
Also, shout out to Youth, Trav, Jesse. Shout out to my boy, Josh and Raro as well.
They came through with your dollars, did they?
Yeah. Combank. I got the notification.
That's all right. Ahmed Shaibu.
Shout out to Kino as well, my boy Mitch.
Are they tuning in?
Yeah. If you ever need a DJ, hit up Mitch Kirimi. Or Karani. What's that? I got 4 players now in the...
You have got 4
5?
in the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
The Buddy Abbas Hall of Fame.
Need 1 more.
Adams, free kick will go back. Who have you picked? I can't remember. Jeremy Haptamere, Michael John, Josh Kaspari, Aidan Mumford.
Yep.
1 more to go.
The 5th.
No Jack Green in there at the moment. Controversial.
I'm looking for attackers. As a defender, I can make a whole top 10 defenders list.
You're going to put yourself in there. This is a long way out. Michael Adams might fancy it, though. It is rather central, if you can get the power behind it. It would take something special to beat Aidan Mumford from this distance. More likely to do exactly that and lift it in, but too close to the goalkeeper.
Too easy for the goalkeeper there.
Mentioned his distribution in the first half. That's one to Shockey, and that's a great touch. Snap. Shockey brought it down. Ao. It's been busy since he's come on.
Yeah.
And the goals certainly lifted him, as you would expect. Jack Green. Looking for the run of Ao. In behind.
Oh.
Couldn't quite keep it down. Hits the back of the net, unfortunately. It's the shot put net.
Yeah, a bit of that momentum's died out a little bit for Gungahlin. So.
Well, they rode the storm at the start, didn't they? And they've scored 2 goals in that spell.
Yeah.
Got themselves right back into the contest.
Looking a bit more balanced now for both sides.
Kresic.
Great
challenge. Nikita Burns. Flores. Flores again. Space for Gaspari.
We were looking to hit that.
Looking for Flores on the angle. Sanchez hooks it away. All the loose balls now being picked up by those in white shirts without the red checks.
I was going to say, what team?
Whatever was said at half-time in that Gungahlin dressing room, well, it's had the desired effect. We stood there at half-time when we had a chat. There was me, you, and Jordan was here, and Declan Smith was with us as well. And we couldn't see a way back in, could we, for Gungahlin United? But that goes to show what we know.
Yeah.
Because it's been, whatever was said, had an effect on the Gunners team. And they have come out firing. As the temperature drops. Michael's regretting his choice of shorts on cameraman duties. We might be in for a long night. There's always talking points when these two meet. And another 4 goals to add the pantheon of great strikes we've seen down the years. It's become a rivalry for the ages, this one.
Always full of goals when these two meet.
Riley Brown is struggling.
Yeah, it's the same ankle.
I think it might be a bit of cramp for Riley Brown. I don't know what if he's been struggling earlier in the week.
Yeah. Needs more magnesium.
Having a look at the substitutes that they've got: Thomas Robertson, Giancarlo Daddario, Eli Darwich, Jacob Kite, the outfield options. This gives a chance for Jack Green to have a chat with Javier Roca. You'll be able to eavesdrop on this one.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
here.
yeah. I'm going to leak it live as well.
You can. Did you hear it? What was the instructions? Tom Robertson is going to come on.
Someone on the right. Oh, Julian on the right, I think. Yeah. Any O'Connor people there listening?
Former Monero Panther, former Tigers player, Tom Robertson.
It's been a late signing.
He wasn't on my original list of Gunners players. I'm going to assume it's Riley Brown. It's going to come off. We will see.
Yeah. It's looking like a combo of calf and maybe an ankle injury as well.
Riley Brown's evening is done. Robertson will come on. We'll see what this will do because Riley Brown was playing in midfield. Chance for Robertson for a Gunners debut.
I think they'll push Bailey Dickinson into the middle. Formerly a midfielder, so
Robertson will drop into that natural right back position.
Yeah, or maybe even push Julian out wide. We've got options. We can do either. Push Julian wide or maybe put him wide on the right there.
A bit more height in Robertson as well from Riley Brown, who's worked really hard.
Yeah.
Riley Brown, and the calf perhaps stiffened up on him a bit.
Needs more magnesium. Citrate.
Bananas?
Yeah. Potassium.
Pickle juice?
I'm yet to try that, actually.
I never got cramp, never ran fast enough, mate. That's the problem. Ayo. That's why I still got my original hamstrings. Ayo's won it back. Ooh.
I don't know about that one.
Come on, boys, come on! Let's play!
For those that did see me play, it was minimum effort.
What position were you?
Very lazy striker, my friend.
Yeah? What kind of archetype would you say? With the modern players now, modern strikers.
A bit like I don't know, a Van Nistelrooy maybe, or the tap-ins. Plenty of goals in the 6-yard box. It's because I never left.
Set up a 10 in there.
Mate, I refuted the suggestion I didn't run. No, he had to jog back 50 metres to kick off, you know, from a goal line tap-in. It's a long way. Knackered when I got back. Munford with the ball forward.
Maybe you should have some of that black pudding in the morning.
Definitely wouldn't be running after that. I did try it once, never again.
Yeah.
They say try everything once, but that's definitely not on the list, is it? No.
It's a fake creation as well. I think it was.
That's it. It doesn't. That's not natural.
Nah.
Shocky. Went down under the challenge of Nick Dahl. Nothing in it, says the referee. Kresic. Ahmed Shaibu. Adams sweeps it to that far side. Manda goes for the curler. Ooh, that wasn't far away from Fakedi Manda. Dear me, when that left the boots, the shape on that was wonderful. Was not far away at all.
It looked like it was in from here.
Paul Townsley said I shouldn't be comparing myself to players. I didn't. I was just answering Buddy's question. Everyone's unique. That's what he's saying. Who did you role model your game on, Buddy? Ooh. Did you have any role models growing up? Was there any players that you really looked up to? Probably some of the Chelsea boys from that era.
Yeah. Funny enough, I used to actually play midfield before I got moved to CB.
And who was your hero growing up?
Ooh. My Chelsea hero?
Yeah.
None other than Didier Drogba.
Man, what a player he was.
Oh. But as for like a CB role model, didn't really have one. Like I said, I was a midfielder up until 2019. Actually 2018. You know the story where CB gets injured.
Yeah.
No defenders on the bench, so you just get put into that position.
I'm going to say yes, but never happened to me, mate. If there'd been no one on the bench and literally someone had to play defence and I was sat there, they would have still not picked me.
Yeah?
I think I made one tackle in my career.
Should have faked an injury. I think this shaped my whole career after that.
Absolutely. Giancarlo Daddario is going to get a run here. Getting the instruction from Javier Roca in front of us. As time ticks away.
See if I can...
Quarter of an hour to play.
Lip read what Javier's saying over here.
Go on there, score a winner, son. Would be the gist of it, I'd imagine. Kresic, Junna. Here's a change. Luca Flores. Worked his socks off. Giancarlo Daddario. So come on. Hadn't made the sub yet. Nikita Burns stole about 10 yards.
Bit eager. Youngster.
He's been sent. He's been sent. He's been sent down to Woden KFC. That's miles away. Sends it forward. Rippon helps it on. Well in by Bailey Dickinson. Ayo just looked lively. Breaks for Smith. Good ball wide. First chance for Daddario.
I think O'Connor looking to maybe inject some fresh legs as well.
Well, it's been all Gungahlin this half, hasn't it? They've not really had a test yet of Mumford in this second stanza. Gungahlin have looked the stronger side.
Must be something with this half.
Here's a chance for Ayo in on the end of it.
Great.
Now makes a save, the ricochet, and it's in! It's Daddario!
Daddario.
Off the bench and on the score sheet! Nell didn't know where it was. Daddario did, and he finds the net. And from 2-0 down, Gungahlin are 3-2 up with 13 to play. Goodness me, buddy. Did you see this coming?
Not at all. Especially in this kind of manner. You can see O'Connor making two quick changes right now.
It's kitchen sink time. Jenna Cerruti, Michael John. 66 MPL goals between them, this pair.
Look, man. 4, 2, 3, 1.
You can hear the change. 4-2-3-1, Nick Tyler says.
4-2-3-1.
For Kenny Manda and Michael Adams make way. A comeback for the ages for Gungahlin United. The cup holders were cruising. And now they're 12 minutes from the exit door. Javier Roca's 2 substitutions, and they've both found the back of the net.
Yeah. Seems to be something about this half. It's had all 5 goals.
A stunning turnaround, you have to say. At half-time, it did not look remotely possible. Junna. Palic. Burns steps in. And he's off and running.
Great run.
Palic with him. Rippon. Gaspari. Ball movement's a lot quicker this half from Gungahlin United. But this turnaround, buddy, in your opinion, what has sparked this?
I'd say great changes. Both substitutes have scored. One first touch, I think both with their first touch.
Near enough, wasn't it?
Yeah. So maybe you can pin it down to the manager.
You mentioned the penalty in the first half. You thought it was a little on the controversial side. Do you think maybe that's fired up Gungahlin a bit? Sense of injustice, maybe?
Maybe. That could be it, actually.
There would not have been many who would have thought this was possible at 2-0.
Not at all. I think a lot of people might have just left the screen. Come back now and seen.
Especially consider the firepower they've lost over the last few weeks, let alone mind over the summer.
Yeah.
Here goes Ayo. Big and strong, powerful runner.
1v1. Take him on.
Waiting for the support. It arrives in the shape of Shockey. And his ball across was fizzed past the Knights' 6-yard box. The Gunners fans enjoying this.
Yeah.
Less so those to our right.
I think the winger there, Dennis, should have maybe taken on during a 1v1 situation. Any winger's dream.
Gaspari. Looked like he had the pace as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
Dennis Ayo. Here's Jenna Cheruti. First involvement for him. Gungahlin lost Augustin Bangura last week. They lost Max Green to Canberra, Croatia. Lost plenty of players to O'Connor Knights.
Yeah.
And yet here they are, still fighting the league champions. Their top goal scorer from last year in the Golden Boot, wearing opposition colours. Hasn't had his say yet, Ahmed Shaibu. Will he before the end? Cheruti.
Corner here for O'Connor.
Look when Ahmed Shaibu's out there. For Kenny Manders there. Jenna Cheruti, Michael John. There's lots of toilet talent. Another change, I think, coming up. So Manders come off already with Michael Adams. Change we thought might happen earlier.
Yeah. Especially 2-0 up. Maybe that could be it.
Jacob Kite. 11 NPL appearances to his name. Nikita Burns.
Looking like a straight swap as well.
Burns has worked so hard up and down this flank. Jacob Kite. They've now got, along with Tigers, one of the world's biggest back fours. Robertson, Smith, Green, Kite.
6-foot gang.
And when they play Tigers, there's some absolute giants on that field. That's come off of Junna. Daddario fancies it. It's going to come up for Ayo. And he's got Daddario. The goal's gaping. And he's got 2! And Gungahlin United are 4-2 up. A mess at the back. Daddario off the bench. He has a double. And the Gunners have 1 foot in the quarterfinals. Incredible. What a turnaround, buddy.
Yeah. Great anticipation from Daddario again.
6 minutes to play.
Composure there by Dennis. Not to shoot.
He has teed one up
Again,
for his mates. 3 goals off the bench. James Lavella on for Harrison Palic. If it was kitchen sink time before, it's everything else now. O'Connor's grip on the cup is loosening by the minutes. A barely believable turnaround. Giancarlo D'Addario off the bench and with 2 goals in 6 minutes. As you say, great composure from Ayo to tee him up.
Yeah.
There was still plenty to do. There's a lot back on the line.
Yeah.
Here's Rippon.
Done well not to shoot and then find the perfect pass.
Gaspari. Ooh. With the exodus of players from Gungahlin, it's given these youngsters a chance. And boy, have they taken it tonight. Gaspari has come off of Biggs. You can't let that go. Ayo was turning it away.
Seems like ref wants to get an assist as well.
Gaspari for Gungahlin United. Rippon runs into Junna. Ahmed Shaibu. Dahl. A switch of play. Robertson got his foot in. The Knights, who went all the way last year, are moments away from falling at the first hurdle. Less than 5 minutes plus stoppage time to find 2 goals just to send this to an extra half an hour.
Yeah. One thing we know about Knights, it's always to the last whistle. Salvaged a lot of points last year in the last couple 10 or so minutes. So.
Well, the Knights scored in the final 6 minutes of 3 of the 4 matches played between the clubs last year, including twice in stoppage time.
Wow.
So they have previous at this time of the match, but they need a couple. And they need them quickly.
I think one in the next 2 minutes or so, make it an interesting match. See how Gunners cope with that pressure.
Sharuti. John Kresic barely had a mention of the 3 attackers that have come on. Smith steps in away from Mumford. Lavella will retrieve. It's at the right end of the pitch for Gunners. That's a bit loose, and Shockey's going to get there. And away from Lavella. Bounces off the big centre-back. That's some pass as well, looking for Bailey Dickinson. Connor Bill got rid of it. It's come forward by Vinny Sanchez.
It's not going out.
Kite forwards. Junna run off it by Gaspari. Michael John, the willing runner, but Aidan Mumford happy to send that out towards the VO. Sense of stunned disbelief amongst the O'Connor Knights spectators. With 2.5 to play plus stoppage time. Nell goes long. I think that was already out of play. Jacob Kites.
Just wanted to make sure of it.
Lavella finds Sanchez. Dahl. Slick passing of the first half has deserted them. It's amazing what scoreboard pressure can do.
It's almost like teams swap.
As you mentioned, the goal factor, all 6 of them at that end.
Yeah.
It's out of play. James Lavella wants to get on with it. Rashida Shockey won the header. Ahmed Shaibu down for Nick Dahl. Couldn't get the angle on the ball. You could see where he wanted to go. Rippon stepped in. That's loose from Lavella. Showed too much of it to Rippon. Shockey.
1v1.
Looks like a great pickup, this kid. And he's found Gaspari. Josh Gaspari. It's going to come for Ayo to finish it off. Dennis Ayo's got 2 himself. The Gunners have got 5 and improbably have turned this on its head. 2-0 down at the break. 5-2 up with 2 to play. Remarkable scenes.
2 goals for each substitute.
A cup classic for the ages. Haven't seen anything like this for quite some time. A ruthless second half performance from Gungahlin United.
Really come to alive in the second half.
A brace apiece for the subs. Dennis Ayo and Giancarlo Daddario.
Then we're looking to start next week, or this weekend. 2 apiece.
Selection headaches for Javier Roque ahead of their league start on Sunday.
It's not a bad one to have either.
Kresic. Foul on the edge of the box. Daddario is going to get a yellow card to go along with his brace. And a free kick in a dangerous area.
Then you're wanting to take this one very quickly as well.
Well, we are moving into stoppage time, of which there will be 5 minutes. I got the signal.
Great comms as well again.
If they could get one back here, there's still a hell of a long way to go. Ahmed Shaibu over it. Kresic, he's going to walk away. Nico Kresic is going to be left with it. O'Connor Knights 2, Gungahlin United 5. Kresic. Mumford spills, but we'll get the rebound. There's a sense of disbelief around this athletics venue, isn't there, buddy? I mean, I don't think, as we mentioned many times, at 2-0 at half-time, it looked dead and buried. Yeah. Where has this come from? Sparked by these boys, Ayo and Daddario. With more than, brilliant again. Yeah. With more than a cameo from Shockey, who's been brilliant.
Yeah.
Gaspari's got involved. Everyone in a white shirt has stood up in this second half. And the 5 minutes of stoppage time, of which we've had a minute and a half nearly.
I think whether it's been Bailey and Gaspari or...
Is there another? Rippon with the left foot, didn't get enough on it.
I think they're definitely... Gungahlin definitely solved that problem of playing out from the back. Maybe having 2 centre mids closer to each other, able to connect more.
Work for O'Connor Knights to do ahead of Saturday. The derby from O'Connor Enclosed at 3 o'clock. O'Connor Knights versus Canberra, Croatia. MPL action on Friday night. Monero Panthers versus Tigers from Strider Park, formerly the Riverside Stadium. Cup action doesn't stop here, though. We're off to Canberra on Thursday. Roadshow rolls down into town. City at Canberra Stadium with their new heated grass. Did you see that post today? Have a look at that, Tuggeranong United.
Yeah?
Yeah, it is April the 1st, but we will go along with their heated grass camp that they're going to get down at Canberra. I'm sure it got a few people going. Looks like the Newcastle Jets post where they said they signed Mario Balotelli this morning.
I saw one about Chelsea.
Who did they sign?
Caicedo go to Saudi for $900K a week.
That's probably true, though.
It looked close.
Shockey. Oh, standing again.
Yeah.
Goes down, no free kick. Jack Green's not happy. Oof. Not often you hear Jack Green.
Happy 5-2.
Yeah. And 2 minutes to play. So Tuggeranong United v Canberra Olympic on Thursday. Cup action. It's going to have to go some way to beat this game. Looking forward to that one. There's cup action next week as well. We'll be at Merrow Synthetic for West Canberra Wanderers versus Monero Panthers. And at the South Jeremombra Sporting Complex for Tigers versus Majura. Can David slay Goliath? Delivery in. Smith one.
Again.
Comes out for Dahl.
He's been very good today, Junior Smith.
Gaspari's won it. He's got AO off and running. He couldn't quite squeeze him through.
Either one of them's on a hat-trick, so Gus could have played either one.
That's a foul by Bailey Dickinson. A yellow card for him as well. Just Gaspari thought he should have got a free kick the other way. Bailey Dickinson, yet another yellow card.
I think the important thing for Gungahlin is those guys on a yellow card not to go out and get a second.
Well, it's Dickinson and Daddario, Sanchez and Adams on the other side. 4 cards we've seen this evening. It's not going to matter in the scheme of things because we're into that final minutes. Michael Reed says, unbelievable game of 2 halves. Full credit to Gunners. I don't think anybody would disagree with that statement.
100%.
It has been incredible.
One dominated in the first half with possession and look what a comfortable 2-0 lead going into halftime.
It looked more than comfortable, didn't it?
Yeah.
But it was not enough. Anything now would be scant consolation. Ahmed Shaibu down, wants a penalty, not going to get one. John challenged by Gaspari, gets a free kick for that one though.
Again, if I'm anyone from Ghana, just if it's not a yellow, just leave it. Not worth getting a second yellow.
Well, we ran to the 5 minutes have been played now as well, so it doesn't really make a lot of difference at this stage.
Just another consolation goal, probably.
Ahmed Shaibu.
This will probably be the last kick of the game.
Won't be much more after this, you wouldn't think. Aidan Mumford won't want to concede a third.
No.
Kresic is there as well, but it looks for all money like it's going to be Ahmed Shaibu. It's a good free kick as well. Ooh. Off the crossbar. The final kick of an unbelievable cup tie. O'Connor Knights led by 2. They've been beaten by 3, having conceded 5 second-half goals. Buddy Abbas, we have witnessed something quite remarkable.
Magic of the cup, as they would say.
Thank you very much for joining me today, buddy. It's been great to have you on as well. Good luck with getting fit and getting ready for the rest of the season. Might see you on the weekend. Don't forget, MPL starts this weekend. Panthers Tigers Friday, Knights Croatia Saturday, Queanbeyan Ugali Sunday, Tuggeranong Gungahlin, Queanbeyan and Tuggeranong Gungahlin as well. We'll be back on Thursday for Tuggeranong versus Canberra Big, but tonight is Gungalin's night. The first half was all about the O'Connor Knights. Kobe Yari after 90 seconds, Michael Adams from the penalty spot 9 minutes before half-time, had them 2-0 up and coasting. Shoki, the new Japanese import, pulled one back for the Gunners 3 minutes into the second half, and then it was all about the substitutes. 4 goals shared equally between Dennis Ayo and Giancarlo Daddario. A quite remarkable turnaround sees O'Connor Knights' reign as cup holders come to an end. It's finished O'Connor Knights 2, Gungahlin United 5.